So look at the point. What are the rules for writing a test class? Rules for writing a test class. If you want to write a test class, all the test classes should have at the rate of each test annotation. All the test classes should have at the rate of each test annotation. So every test class should be defined with what? At the rate of test. So test classes will be defined with the annotation at the rate of each test. The next, it's a good practice to define test classes as private. It's a good practice. It's not mandatory, but it's a good practice. Good practice. Define test classes as private so that we cannot create it, so that no one can create it, opted for it. So every test class should be what? At the rate of each test. Preferably test classes are defined as private. Preferably test classes are defined as private. The next, in the test class contain only test methods. Test class contain only what? Test method. Test class contain only test methods. Right. How do you know that the method is a test method? All the test methods should be defined with the keyword. Should be defined with a keyword called test method. Test method, static. Test method should be defined with a keyword called test method. The next one, or else, or test method should be defined with at the rate of each test annotation. Test method should be defined with at the rate of each test annotation. So either you have to define test method static void, or you can define at the rate of each test static void. Either you have to use a keyword called at the rate, keyword called test method, or you have to use at the rate of each test. Any one you have to use. Next, all the test methods are static. All the test methods are static. Now, return type for the test method. Return type for the test method should be void. Next, test method should not have any parameters. Test method should not have any parameters. Now let us see. Every test class should have at the rate of each test. Every test method should have at the rate of each test or test method keyword. Every test method is a static, and return type of the test method should be void, and we cannot pass any parameters in the test method. So all the test methods should be static, and we cannot pass any parameters. Return type of the test method should be what? Void. So overall, how do you define test method? How do you define test class? Look at this. At the rate of each test, rate class example. At the rate of each test, static void test. Or else I can also define another method. Test method void test method void call. At the rate of each test, private class example. The method is at the rate of each test, static void test me. Or else we can define test method void. Test method static void call. Any one of the format I can use. Right. I hope you are clear with this. People are clear with this format. This is the format of writing a test class. This is the format of writing a test. So I want to create a test class. I want to create a class and a test class. So in the class we have a variables, public string, public string. Then I have a method, public void set data. Public void set data. Whenever I call this method, it is giving name equal to branch equal to what I give, name equal to Satish Mela, branch equal to Sanagar. So I give class with a name and branch. It has two variables, name equal to Satish Mela, branch equal to Sanagar. So when these values are set, whenever you call a method called set data, as per my logic, name should be modified as Satish, branch should be modified as Sanagar. Now I want to write a test class for this. Example test 1. How do you define the class as a test class? At the rate of, you can define the class as Ravi. Now you want to define a method. Now what you want to test? You want to test. What do you want to test? You want to test a class called test example, whether this method is running properly or not. In the class, this method is running properly or not. So what I'm doing? Create an object for the class. Test example 1 equal to. We create an object. Now I told t dot, you call this method. If that method is running properly, the value of the name should be Satish Mela, branch should be S. Anagar. If the method is not running properly, the value of the name will not be Satish Mela. Am I right? Now when you call this method, if method is running properly, the name should be Satish Mela, branch should be S. Anagar. If it is not running properly, the values are not set. Then what I am doing? I am writing system dot asset equals. Asset equals. What is the purpose of this? Look at the format. System dot asset equals. Asset equals. What is the expected value? Asset equals. What is the expected value? Expected value is Satish Mela. What is the actual value? A dot. Now, when you call this method, we are expecting Satish Mela for t dot name. We are expecting Satish Mela, but what is the actual value we got? T dot name. Let us check. If both of them are true, asset equals will be true. If both of them are same, asset equals will be true. Then what is the other value we are expecting? System dot asset equals SR again. So what is the actual value? T dot was. When you call this method, we are expecting the value for Satish Mela for T dot name. We are expecting the value for SR Nagar for T dot branch. If the name is Satish Mela, branch is SR Nagar, yes, method is running properly. Otherwise, the required changes are not performed, logic is not right. Am I clear with this? Okay. Run this. When you run this, go to the class, check the code coverage. What is the code coverage we got? So when you call this method, this is the change what is expected or the changes are happening or not. I hope you are clear with this. So let me create one more extension. In the same class, I am creating one more method. Public void. When you give reset, I give name equal to null. Branch equal to. So if when I call a reset method, what it is expected to do? Name should be null, branch should be null. I want to know whether it is running properly or not. So what I will do was t dot reset. When is that reset? What is the value we are expected? System dot asset equals. What is the value we are expecting? Null. What is the actual value? So simply, when you call the method, some action should be performed. If that action is working properly or not, if that action is performed properly or not, we are cross-checking. When you call this method, some action should happen. If that action is happening properly or not is what we are going to check. Call the method and check whether the action is performed. If action is performed, changes will occur. If action is performed, some changes will occur. If those changes are occurred properly, yes, action is performed properly. Now, what are the changes we are expecting? Name should be null, branch should be null. If the name equal to null and branch equal to null, what does it mean? Yes, reset method is working properly. Go back, run it again. Are you clear about this? People are followed? Any further queries from your end? Any further queries from your end? Basic example. Very basic example. We're going to have a class. Public. We're going to take string industry. Then we have public string public string. Now I have taken a class with three variables: industry, rating, and ownership. Now I am taking public void call me. Whenever you say call me, it is checking if industry equal to energy, if industry equal to energy, rating equal to warm, rating equal to warm, ownership equal to else, rating equal to hot, ownership equal to okay. This is the class what I have. So whenever we say call me, what it is going to do? It is going to check the current value of industry. If the industry value equal to energy, then the rating equal to warm and the ownership equal to public. If industry value is not equal to energy, rating equal to hot and ownership equal to private. This is the class what I have and I want to test this class. And I want to test this class. So how to write a test class for this? We are going to define. All the test classes are going to be at the rate of we have we are taking at the rate of this test static void. Now, what is the class we want to test it? Test example equal to. Now, in this class, I want to test whether this method is working properly or not. If I want to run this method, what is the value I have to check first? Set the value of industry. As we need to give the value of industry. Where is that value of industry? 3 dot. I have taken industry equal energy. If you take industry equal energy, then call. So what is the expected output? Whenever industry equal energy, whenever the industry equal energy, rating should be warm, ownership should be public. Then check it out. If this method is working properly, asset equals to warm dot equals to d dot. This is how we. Whenever we call me. Whenever you call me. Whenever you say call me with industry equal to energy, then rating should be warm and ownership should be public. I am checking how many condition. Only if condition I am checking. If condition is true, what is happening? This is happening. I am checking only if condition. If condition is true, what is happening? This is happening. Now is it happening or not? I verified. Did I check the else condition? If I give other than energy, what are the values expected? Are you checking? No. So then what happens? When you run this test class, Look at the code coverage, only 77%. What is that? It is saying, boss, you covered only this area, else area is not covered. So you need to verify whether else part is working properly or not. So if there is a if condition, else condition, you have to write one test coverage for if, one more condition for else. You need to check both the cases. Now this is the if case. Then I am doing here t dot industry equal to, if I take t dot industry equal to banking, again I call t dot. Now if I give industry equal to banking, again I am rerunning it. Now what is the value we are expected? What is the value? System dot asset equals or other one is, if it is other than energy, rating should be hot and ownership should be public. So what is this? This is to check else part. This is to check if part. If there is a if else, if part should be verified and separate case should be written for checking else part. Then only you get the complete code coverage. Run it. Go to the class. Check the code coverage. Was that rating equal to odd? I give industry equal to banking. What is the condition I give? Industry equal to energy. Save it. Run it. Check the code coverage. Still is not covered. Word is not covered. Let me give you any spelling mistakes. Capital, small. Right. T dot call me. Fine. Let me take it out. And told T2 dot. Industry indication. Then I told T2 dot call me. Rating. Ownership. Let me check out. Rating. Now sometimes it will not be refreshed. You have made it, but the things are not refreshed. You saved it. Sometimes the code it will take the time to refresh. Then rating equal to what and ownership equal to private. Check the code coverage. Still the same bug. Fine. Let me check out what is the issue. Then go to the class. How do you check it now? Go to the develop Apex classes. Test example. Next example. 7 points are covered, 2 points are not covered. Maybe any spaces I have given here. Or private. Okay. Let me run again. Go to the class. Example is 2. Run the test. There is a failure. What is failed? Let us see. Asset equals something has failed. Let me check what is the fail. Assertion failed, line number 8. The assertion failed. What is it failed? Line number 8. I told you there is some case sensitiveness which I have forgot. Line number 8. Asset equals wow. Right. The problem is W capital. I give W capital, I give small. That's what is the bug. So I told you it's a case sensitiveness. What is the coverage we got here? What was the bug here? I give capital, but I verified with the small. That is the reason asset failed. Comparison failed. Both the values are not equal. Comparison failed. I hope you are clear. So let us go to the next example. Now look at this. We are going for a class. In the class we have public account, ACC, public void, ACC equal to. Now we are creating. So now test example 3. Test example 3. Then I am giving public void, data. Here I was taking some data. What the data I am taking? Public thing, public industry sector, again public string name. Now I am verifying. If industry equal to banking, if industry equal to banking, ACC dot name equal to name, ACC dot phone equal to 1 2 3 4, ACC dot industry equal to industry, ACC dot reading equal to ownership equal to. If industry equal to banking, ACC dot name equal to name, ACC dot phone equal to 1 2 3 4, ACC dot industry equal to industry, ACC dot ownership equal to public. Then I said else ACC dot name, ACC dot industry equal to industry, ACC dot ownership equal to. So wait, then I told insert. Now what was this? I made a condition. If industry equal to banking, name equal to name, phone equal to 1 2 3 4, industry equal to industry, ownership equal to public. Can I make a shortcut here instead of doing all this stuff? Can I write it like this? This is a common data between both the cases, right? So if industry equal to banking, phone number equal to 1 2 3 4, ownership equal to public. Else phone number should be 4 5 6 7 and ownership should be 8. Then what I am doing? Insert the account record. So this is the requirement what happens. Whenever I call a method called create, what it is doing? Industry equal to banking, phone number should be 1 2 3 4 and ownership should be public. Else phone number should be 4 5 6 7, ownership should be private. Then what I am doing? Insert record. Record should be inserted into database. Now go back. And what I'm doing? The rate of I have given the rate of I am giving static void industry. Now the primary point you need to remember. If you make any DML operations in the test class, they will not be committed. If you make any DML operations in the test class, data will not be committed to database. Only that will be saved. Once the operation is completed, that is removed. It is not committed. Any changes that you make on the database using the test class, that is not committed. Right. So what is the class that we want to test it? Test example. Now, what is the format I have to verify? What is the format I have to verify? Look at the format. First T dot name equal to testing. T dot industry equal to. If I take industry equal to banking, then told whenever you call a method called create, what will happen? Whenever we create a method called create, it is going to insert one account record. So I am verifying. If the method is running properly, one account record should be inserted. What is account record? Name, phone, rating, ownership. Where name equal to T dot name and industry equal to if the method is running properly, if the method is running properly, if the method is running properly, we should get one account record. We should get one account record. We should get one account record where one account record where name equal to T dot name, industry equal to T dot industry. Then get the value. Once you got the record, what should I do? Are you getting my point? Things are running properly, we can get the record. Or else simply we can give where ID equal to T dot ACC dot ID. If record is inserted properly, ACC dot ID will come, right? If record is inserted properly, ACC dot ID will come. So I don't write a sample query to get the ID of the record. Write a sample query to get the ID of the record. So how do you verify? System dot asset equals what we have? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. System dot asset equal. What is the ownership? Ownership should be ACC 1 dot. Right. Next one. What is the next one that we have? System dot asset equals name. What is the name? If things are running properly, this is the value what we get. Then I am taking one more example. What is the example? T dot industry equal to T dot industry. Now already account record is inserted. Account record is already inserted. So what should I do again? Test example. New test example. Then T dot name testing. T dot industry. Then T dot create. We are calling a method called create. When you call the method called create, then what happened? Write a sample query and check out. How we are getting? Account AC2 equal to select the name, comma, phone, ownership from account, where ID equal to T1 dot account dot ID. T1 dot account dot ID. T1 dot account dot ID. Now according to the logic, what should be the phone number? If the method is running properly, if industry equal to indication, what is the phone number? 4567. It should be 4567. Then it should be private. What I'm doing was, if industry equal to banking, then I call a method called create, then checks it. If industry equal to banking, account phone number equal to 1234, account ownership equal to public, insert the record. If industry is not equal to banking, Then account phone number equal to 4567. Account ownership equal to this is how we have done. Are you getting my point? So I have taken here industry equal to banking, then I call created. Then a new account record should be created in the database with the name equal to testing, phone equal to 1234, and industry equal to, not industry, what is this? Ownership. Ownership should be public. Right amount. Then if you take industry equal to education, then phone number equal to 4567, ownership equal to private, name equal to testing. Then running. Code check. So what is the code is we got? Are you getting my point here? People have followed this. Requirement. What is my requirement? Whenever the lead source equal to web, then set the rating as hot. Then set the rating as head. I am going with the lead object. Whenever a new lead is created with the lead source. Where is the lead source? Whenever a new lead is created with the lead source equal to web, then keep rating equal to hot. Rating equal to hot. This is the logic what we are writing. So because it's a insert trigger, you are taking a lead L trigger dot. So what I am trying to do, if L dot lead source web, lead source equal to web, so what I am doing here, L dot rating equal to, this is what I wrote. So whenever a new lead record is inserted with the lead source equal to web, set the rating equal to 1. For this I want to write a test class. So what do you define? At the rate of is test. I am defining rate at the rate of is test. Static void and testing. Now I am trying to create a lead L equal to, what are the required fields? L dot last name, L dot, the other required fields are L dot capital, then L dot lead source. When new lead is created with the lead source equal to web, insert L. Whenever a new lead is created with the lead source equal to web, automatically what happens? Trigger should fire. If the trigger is running properly, then automatically rating should be what? Warm. If the trigger is running properly, the rating should be what? Warm. Whenever we create a record, trigger should fire. If trigger is running properly, rating of the trigger should be what? Rating of the trigger should be what? Warm. So what I am doing here? Lead, select rating from lead where ID equal to L dot. Then find out the value. System dot asset equals what is the value we are expecting, or what is the actual value we received. Leads dot, if whenever a new record is inserted, the trigger should fire. If trigger is running properly, then the value of the rating should be warm. If the value of the rating is set as warm, yes, the before insert trigger is working fine. Otherwise, the insert trigger is not working fine. So, when the assets or values are clear, check the code coverage. This is how we are running the test class. So, when you insert the record, automatically trigger will fire. If trigger is fired, some changes are expected. So, what I am doing after inserting, I am writing a query, getting the new data and verifying all the changes are made on the record or not. If changes happen on the record, yes, before insert trigger is running properly. Otherwise, it is not running properly. People have followed this example. People have followed this example. We are running a batch box. So how do you define a batch box? Global class database dot batch box. We have global base dot query locator. Database dot batch book context. Then we are going to give return database dot get query locator. Get query locator. I'm getting the records here. Read source. Reading. Then I'm writing a execute method global void batch will context BC. Here I was taking one by one record. Lead L, scope, if L dot is source. I told L dot. Then I'm trying to update the data. Update public void batch will context. Right. So what was this? It is going to fetch all the lead records. It is going to fetch all the lead records and check if the source equal to web, set the rating equal to rate wow. It is a batch mix. You want to test the batch mix. Whenever you want to test the batch mix, rules are going to be different. The reason is any asynchronous operation you want to test, any asynchronous operation you want to test, there is a different format of running the test class. Look at the format. First of all, if the batch has to run, there should be sample data. Unless there are records, batch will not run. So if you want to test whether it is running or not, first create a sample data. Because in the test class, it is not going to check the data in the database. Test class will consider that there is no data in the database. Okay, it's all empty. So we need to create a sample data and check whether the modifications are done or not. So what I am doing here, at the rate of is test. I can also write the test class with the keyword called. Now I am creating a sample data. A lot. Yes, was equal to the. Then I have inserted. This is a sample data. We only created a sample data. If you want to run the batch, there should be data in the database. So we created a sample data. Then if you want to test any asynchronous operation, test dot start test. If you want to run any asynchronous operation, test dot start test. Test dot stop. Test dot start test. Test dot stop test. If you want any asynchronous operation to be tested, we have to write it test dot start test. Test dot stop test. Then create an object for the batch. Lead batch. Then we told ID job ID equal to database dot batch will be, I give some size. So why I am writing within a test dot start test and stop test? Okay, stop test. When you are running asynchronous operation, there is a possibility of hitting the governing limits in the test class. When you are testing asynchronous operations in the test class, there is a possibility of hitting the governing limits. If there is any governing limits issue that is coming in the test class, system will automatically add extra set of limit. Now, if it is throwing 151 DML exception, system automatically add one more 150 records. Then it becomes what? 300 DML limits. If you are getting a governing limits problem, system will automatically add what? Extra set of limit. If you execute the asynchronous operation within the test dot start test and stop test. If you write any code within this, if the code is throwing any governing limits problem, system will automatically resolve it by adding extra limits. Any code that is running within a test dot start test dot stop test, while running that code, if any governing limits problem is coming, system will automatically resolve it by adding extra set of limit. If you are writing any code within a test dot start test dot stop test, while running this code, if there is any governing limits problem that we are getting, automatically system will resolve this by adding what? Extra set of limits. While running this, we got too many software queries. System will solve by adding extra limits. Okay, more than 10,000 records, system will solve. We are not solving, system is solving automatically. Why? Because we have written within a test dot start test and a stop test. Now, after running this batch effects, what are the changes that we are expected? If the batch effects is running properly, the lead record rating should be what? Hot. Am I right? Batch effects is running properly, the record whatever I inserted, that record rating should be what? Warm. Batch effects fetch all the records whose lead source equal to web and update the rating equal to warm. Yes, I have a record whose lead source equal to web. Automatically what happens? Lead is equal to select rating from. Yeah, system dot equals leads dot. Your rating should be what? Rating should be what? If batch FX is running properly, it will fetch all the lead records and update the records whose lead source equal to web as hot. Now there is one record. So this record should be updated as what? Hot. Run it. Go back. Check the code coverage we have. But only the point is what? Any asynchronous operation that you are trying to test, that should be defined within a test dot start test and a test dot stop test. I hope you are clear with this.